Okay, volunteers, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited you are with us. This is the first time we've ever gotten to do something like this. So this is our debut of virtual trivia. We're so excited to have you. So before we get started in terms of logistics and questions, I want to just let you know real quick how this came about, and do a few introductions, and then we'll talk through how this is going to go. As many of you have been joining us for our continuing education opportunities while we're still quarantined, we're still continuing those. But I did hear some feedback from some people that they would like opportunities where they can engage a little more. And so we're hoping that this might be a fun way to learn something new and to test our knowledge while we've been away from the garden for a long time. So please let us know later if this was fun and if you like this and how we can help make it better. Okay, so before we talk through this, I want to kick off a round of introductions. We're going to have, we have 4 of us staff here with you. So we're going to have staff briefly introduce themselves and share what their role is at the garden. You know all of us, but just for fun and just in case. And while we do this, I know that this is a nice small group today, but I don't want to call on anybody and put anybody on the spot. So just if you would put in the chat, say hi and your name and what your volunteer role is at the garden. Okay, so I'll kick us off. I'm Andrea Harper, Education Volunteer Coordinator. I'm your host for today, yay. And I'd like to go around and introduce our lovely and talented staff co-hosts. Haley, can we start with you? Sorry, there's a gnat.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to see you all. My name is Haley O'Toole. If you don't know me, I'm the Historical and Cultural Interpretation Supervisor. So I get to do all things fun and history. I will be your host for the history questions. As you can hear in the background, there is a guest appearance from my 2-year-old. Who I'm trying to distract with some markers as we get kicked off here. So please excuse any additional background noise, and we'll see how it goes. Working from home is a ton of fun with a 2-year-old. Who is next? Our friend Morgan. Morgan, you want to hop in?
Sure. Hey, everybody. I'm Morgan Malsmith. I'm also on the interpretation team. And I've been doing a lot of our virtual stuff, which is great and fun. And I'm looking forward to doing trivia today. Luckily, my 5-month-old is asleep right now, so hopefully she'll stay that way. I'll pass it on to Allie.
Yeah, hey everybody, I'm Allie Brown. I'm the Community Programs Coordinator, and I work on the Youth and Community Programs team. So we do a lot of in the community outreach and events, not so much events these days, a lot of virtual opportunities. I also help out with our teen program, the Outdoor Youth Corps, which is starting up here pretty soon. But really glad to be here with you guys today.
Great, thank you ladies so much. And again, these ladies, it's great that that they're all here. They helped prepare some of these questions for you today. So in case we have any questions about the questions about the answers, more information, that kind of thing, you'll have 4 of us to help talk through any of that. Okay, great. I'm glad to see some people typing in the chat. Love that. And the chat's going to be open during trivia. You may not have time to be using it because you'll be writing all your answers down. But we are going to ask that everybody keep their microphones off just during the question part, just in case. Like, I know I talk out loud and think out loud, so we can't have anybody shouting the answers. Okay, so if everybody can take just a minute to mute your microphones, and if you don't know how to do that, I will do that for you. Okay, with all of that aside, let's go into logistics of how this is going to go, and then we're going to jump right into the questions. Okay, so I already mentioned a lot of this. If you just have some paper with you and a writing instrument. We're trusting you to write down your answers and then self-grade yourself on how you did. This is on the honor system. We're trusting you, Joe. No, I'm kidding. This is meant to be fun, not super competitive, but there may be some bragging rights in the future for the person who gets the most answers correct. Okay, so just keep track of your answers. As you see on the screen here, we're going to have 4 categories of questions with 5 questions each. So this is 20 questions total. All questions will be read aloud and shown on the screen. You'll have 20 seconds to jot down an answer for each question. This is not open book. I already mentioned if you're quarantining with someone, you can discuss with them, but no phoning a friend and no cheating. Okay. At the end of each category, after the 5th question, we're going to repeat all the questions real quick one more time. So you'll have 20 more seconds to wrap up any answers you missed. And then we'll move on to the next category. Does anyone have any questions about the logistics of how this will work? Is anyone excited? I'm really excited. Yay. Okay, great. So Haley's gonna kick us off with the first category, the history category. Well, first here, let's go through the trivia categories, if you're curious. So here's what we're gonna be quizzing you on today. We'll have history. We'll have a MBG locations category, conservatories and collections, sustainability and conservation. I see Bob laughing, so I guess Bob did his homework and knows all of this. This is good.
No, he wants to bid on the question.
Bob, okay, we'll do a future one with, we'll do like a Jeopardy format in the future, but let's try this. Let's try a more simple version first and see how we do. Okay.
This is what I live with all the time.
This is so great. Okay, so these are our 4 categories today. I hope you're excited. And again, this is just for fun. I will mention too, the way we selected the questions, you should expect maybe 2 novice type questions, 2 medium difficult questions, and then a challenging question for each category. So Haley, I'm going to turn it over to you to kick us off for our history questions. And you'll know Morgan is gonna, thank you, Morgan. Morgan's keeping track of our time for us. So Haley's gonna read the question. Morgan's gonna count 20 seconds and then you'll know your time is up when Haley goes to the next question. Okay, enough of me talking. Haley, I'm gonna turn it over to you. Kick us off.
All right, guys, let's give this one a try. We started very slow. Hopefully this will be a good warm up for the brain. History always comes first. So let's dig back deep in those memories and let's give this a try, okay? Morgan, let's advance. Let's see what we got here. Okay. When is Henry Shaw's birthday? Please provide the date and the year. Again, when is Henry Shaw's birthday? Please provide the date and the year. Again, you'll have to excuse the child in the background.
I was gonna say, was Quinn just shouting the answer? Hopefully
He's
not.
Yet shouting the answer, but we'll see. Great, okay, the next question. What flower did Henry Shaw like so much he authored a book about it in 1882? This is a multiple choice question. So your options are A, chrysanthemum, B, azalea, C, rose, or D, dahlia. Again, of those, which flower did Henry Shaw like so much he authored a book about it in 1882? Please write the letter and the label of it so we don't forget in the future.
Yes, I forgot to mention, some will be multiple choice because we're
trying to help the brain get going.
Down or done?
Where was Henry Shaw's city residence located in downtown St. Louis before moving to the garden grounds? The great part about being first is that I'll also find my own typos first. Sorry, Jill. Again, the question is, where was Henry Shaw's city residence located in downtown St. Louis before moving to the garden grounds?
Oh, don't slow down.
Oh, this is the tough one of the category. So if you get through this one, you will have achieved the hardest part of this section. What is the name of Dr. William Trelease's wife? Again, what is the name of Dr. William Trelease's wife? I believe this is multiple choice. So your options are A, Evelyn, B, Catherine, C, Rebecca, or D, Julia. Again, what is the name of Dr. William Trelease's wife? If you hung out with me at all last year, you would have heard me talk about that one a lot.
Oh,
The last question in this category is, what year did the Missouri Botanical Garden open its doors to the public? Again, what year did the Missouri Botanical Garden open its doors to the public? I feel like this one might be stamp embossed in my brain for the rest of forever. Okay. Here's our quick recap options. Number 1, when is Henry Shaw's birthday? The date and the year, please. Number 2, what flower did Henry Shaw like so much he authored a book about it in 1882? Number 3, what is the name of Dr. William Trelease's wife? Number 4, where was Henry Shaw's city residence located in downtown St. Louis before moving to the garden grounds? Oh, the music. What year did the Missouri Botanical Garden open its doors to the public? Oh, that music is so good. Oh, good.
So I think this music indicates that we've gotten through all the questions in this category, and it's time for the answers.
How's everybody feeling?
How are we feeling about our
good?
answers?
Real good.
Oh, good.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no. In an update, Quinn colored her face with markers
Great.
during that category.
Great.
Good. Let's get to the answers. When is Henry Shaw's birthday? Please provide the date and the year. The answer is July 24, 1800. What a good year. That'll be coming upon us shortly. What flower did Henry Shaw like so much he authored a book about it in 1882? This one was multiple choice, I believe. Let's see. Ta-da! The answer is C, rose. I hope that one was easier than it looked. What is the name of Dr. William Trelease's wife? The answer is B, Julia. Where was Henry Shaw's city residence located in downtown St. Louis before moving to the garden grounds? Answer is 7th and Locust. Apparently it's a parking lot now, but that's how movement goes. And what year did the Missouri Botanical Garden open its doors to the public? 1859, a good year indeed. I hope that was an easy category and a good way to warm up for what might be some more difficult questions coming up. I believe that is Morgan the next
Yes.
category.
Yes. So thank you, Haley. And before we move on to the next category, how does everyone feel that they did based on good? I see Betty nodding. Good. Karen and Bob. Great.
100%.
100%. Wow. This is great.
Bob's 95%.
I
Kathy?
think this is a great learning experience.
Oh, good, Kathy. Good. I'm so glad. That was part of the intention. So this is great. Hi, Sandy. Good. Okay. Wonderful. So far so good. Now we'll get into the more challenging. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Some will be challenging. Morgan, and before we get started, Morgan, will you clarify for us what we're talking about in terms of locations here, MBG locations?
Sure, absolutely. So our next category is MBG locations, and this is actually referring to anything that's associated with the garden. So that means not just main campus. We're thinking about any of our other sites and locations. So you have to think broadly beyond just the main garden grounds. And that may make it a little bit more challenging. So things to think about as we go through our categories. So we're going to go ahead and head into our first question. Does everyone have their pens ready?
Is everyone ready?
All right, here we go. Our first question is, how many acres is the Missouri Botanical Garden? We're not giving you multiple choice on this. We feel like you have the ability to do it without multiple choice.
Starting you off with an easy question.
Again, how many acres is the Missouri Botanical Garden? All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next question. This is quite the description, so think through it carefully. Which garden site located 10 miles west of downtown St. Louis is a 34-acre study center that provides research and instructional experience for students and teachers? So again, which garden site located 10 miles west of downtown St. Louis is a 34-acre study center that provides research and instructional experiences for students and teachers? I have to be honest, I have never been there. As much as I would have liked to go there, I have never been there.
But some of the volunteers have. We might have gone on a tour of it. Hint.
All right, we're heading on to our next question. This Victorian home, built in 1879, acquired by the garden in 1925, has served as a welcome place for visitors, concerts, and events since its restoration in 1996. Name this location. Hint, it is not Tower Grove House, and if you put Tower Grove House, you should be ashamed. One more time. This Victorian home, built in 1879, acquired by the garden in 1925, has served as a welcome place for visitors, concerts, and events since its restoration in 1996. Name this location. All right. This next one. Which garden structure completed in 1996 is a replica of a Russian-inspired structure built by Henry Shaw for Tower Grove Park in the 19th century? I will give you a hint. It is located in the Victorian district. Located in the Victorian district. Again, which garden structure completed in 1996 is a replica of a Russian-inspired structure built by Henry Shaw for Tower Grove Park in the 19th century? It is also, unfortunately, as I know, not in Tower Grove Park anymore. And the next question. The butterfly house has two large stone sculptures on site, one of a butterfly and the other of a caterpillar. The caterpillar has a unique name taken from its donor. Is it A, the saxapillar, B, the new pillarman, C, the lopatapillar, or D, the caterlowan?
Everyone knows this, right?
Everyone knows this one. Again, the caterpillar has a unique name taken from its donor. Is it the saxapillar, the new pillarman, the lopatapillar, or the caterlowan? And fair warning, you have a basically 1 in 4 chance, so a guess is not a bad way to go. And that brings us to the end of our category. So how many acres is the Missouri Botanical Garden? Hint, it's over 1. Which garden site located west of downtown St. Louis is a 34-acre study center that provides research and instructional experience for students and teachers? This Victorian home, built in 1879, acquired by the garden in 1925, has served as a welcome place for visitors, concerts, and events since its restoration in 1996. Which garden structure, completed in 1996, is a replica of a Russian-inspired structure built by Henry Shaw for Tower Grove Park into the 19th century? And hint, it isn't located in the Victorian district. And finally, the butterfly house has 2 large stone sculptures on site, one of a butterfly and the other of a caterpillar. The caterpillar has a unique name taken from its donor. Lock in your final answers, and we're going to go ahead and go to our answer section. How many acres is the Missouri Botanical Garden? It is 79 acres. Which garden site is located 10 miles west of downtown St. Louis? I have not been there, I really would like to go. That is the Litzinger Road Ecology Center.
No, bonus points if you spelled it right.
Yeah.
Kathy O'Neill, I know you did.
S in the middle, that's just confusing. Next, this Victorian home, built in 1879, acquired by the garden in 1925, is Bascom House at Shaw Nature Reserve. Now, Bascom House is actually named after a donor and not the original owners of the home. Which garden structure was completed in 1996 as a Russian-inspired structure? That would be the Piper Observatory in the Victorian district. And it's newly renovated, I believe, as well. It's gotten some restoration work done on it recently. And finally, the butterfly house has 2 large stone sculptures on site. And the name of the caterpillar is the lopatapillar, after the Lopata family, who helped be one of the founding members of the butterfly house. And that brings us to the end of this round. How did you guys all do?
Good.
That
There's a
one was
lot
a
of
little tough.
like did okay. Now, when we're done with the questions, you can chime in if you have anything you want to share. Did anyone get all of those correct? And if not, it is okay. Joe did. Yes, Joe.
Joe got
That
all
was
of them.
amazing. Well, Joe, I hope these are harder. Haley and I wrote the next couple questions, so hopefully we'll stump you on some of these.
Well, you got number 3 wrong.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bad.
okay. Well, it's okay. Again, we tried to make it a little challenging and not
But
too
we knew-
challenging.
But we knew
And-
caterpillar.
Oh, good. Good.
Number 3 was tough. Number 3 was tough.
Yes.
Didn't
Yes.
spell Litzinger right.
You did spell it
You-
right.
The last round, was Mrs. Trelease an acceptable answer?
No.
Haley. No,
I know that Joe knows, so no, not for Joe.
Okay, hopefully everyone's doing well. Do you need a snack? You need a break? We don't really have time for breaks, so we're just gonna keep going, okay? So our next category, conservatories and collections. This is very self-explanatory. Let's jump right in. Our first question, what do we call the statue in the Linnaean house? Not what your nickname is for it, but what's the common name for the statue in the Linnaean house inside? We were going to ask you to name all the busts on top of it, but a lot of you know that. So I'm going to ask you this question instead. What do we call the statue in the Linnaean house? I did check, and during construction, it's still okay. It's secured, still around, just put away for now. Question 2, what is the name of the painter of the original mural in the museum building? The name of the painter of the original mural in the museum building. Question 3, the Missouri Botanical Gardens herbarium is one of the largest in the country. It's actually the largest, I think it's one of the largest in the world too. How many specimens does it hold? And I think this is multiple, we're giving you multiple choice just to be nice. 500,000, 3.5 million, 7.5 million, 4 billion. How many specimens does our herbarium hold? And if you read the annual report that was just released, the answer's in there. Okay, next question. The oldest book in MBG's library collection dates from what century? Sorry, this is not multiple choice. Just think back to all the centuries you know. The oldest book in our library collection dates from what century? Our next question, what percentage of the total of Missouri native plants does MBG seed bank hold? Multiple choice, because this is tricky. 33%, 25%, 75%, or 5%. What percentage of the total of Missouri native plants does the garden's seed bank hold? I know this is challenging because all of those look like good answers. There's one correct answer. And no, Missouri native plants. All right, a quick recap of our 5 questions of this category. What do we call the statue in the Linnaean house? Question 1. Question 2, what is the name of the painter of the original mural in the museum building? 3, the Missouri Botanical Gardens herbarium is one of the largest in the country. How many specimens does it hold? Number 4, the oldest book in MBG's library collection dates from what century? And our last question, what percentage of the total of Missouri native plants does the seed bank hold? Sorry, we couldn't fit the all the multiple choice answers on this page because there's just too much text. Couldn't fit it. Do your best. Our music indicates we're wrapping up. Maybe we've stumped you on some of these. Let's find out. Let's reveal some answers for this category. Question 1. What do we call the statue in the Linnaean house? The Merbaby! Yay! I added this fun fact. Sculpted in 1939 by Wheeler Williams, the statue depicts the Greek goddess, don't know, I'll butcher her name, as a merbaby. Hopefully you all got that right. Question 2. What's the name of the painter of the original mural in the museum building? I'm looking at Joe, because Joe volunteers in the museum. Leon Pomerade. Question 3. The Missouri Botanical Gardens Herbarium is one of the largest in the country. How many specimens does it hold? Out of our choices, 7.5 million. So many. The oldest book in the library collection dates from what century? And this is tricky. 15th century. One more question. What percentage of the total of Missouri native plants does MBG seed bank hold? 25%. Great. How did we do, everyone? So. No, not great. Joe, good. 1. Did you get 1 right or 1 wrong, Joe? Good. Okay, everyone's smiling, so we're still hanging on. We got 1 more category to go.
Do I get points for having the correct Greek goddess name and not Merbaby?
Yes, Karen, extra point. The points are a little redundant, but yes, extra point.
Okay.
Is the Merbaby going back in?
Bob, I believe it is, but I don't know where or when.
Oh, okay. I'm just
But
curious.
it's very important. The Merbaby is protected. It's very protected.
What's the year of the oldest book?
The year, Haley?
I believe they are dating it to 1492.
Wow.
So barely 15th century. But you can look up more about that on the library's website, the Peter Raven Library, if you go through our MBG website. So there is more information about the rare book collection and some of those books on there if you want to know the title or the or what it's about. I can't even tell you off the top of my head what it's about, but they do have more information about that in the rare book room.
That's a good question, Joe. And Haley, I'm glad you're here to answer it.
Can
Sorry.
you remind
Go
us
ahead.
how long the seed bank has been in existence? Because I know it's not been a long time.
That's a good question, Karen, and that's a good good thing to look up for homework.
Okay, all right.
Unless any of my colleagues here know.
The
I'll do my
information,
homework.
Haley?
I will tell you, I wrote that question and the information is on the website. So
Right.
the seed bank has its own page on our website. And so you might be able to get more of that information there. It also talks about the other areas of the world that we have more, because we have more seed from certain areas than others. Quinn, sorry, the avalanche behind me. So yeah, I would definitely look it up. It's very easy to find if you go to the Gardens website.
Yeah, I'll find it. Thank you, though.
Good question, Karen. Do you have any other questions? Great. Okay, Allie, bring us home.
All right.
Final category of questions, sustainability and conservation. These are so fun. Allie,
Yes.
take it away.
All right, so these questions were written by staff from our Earthways Center. So they're going to be focused on sustainability and conservation. So we are ready for the first question, which is, what is the name of the garden's group of trained volunteers who help to sort food waste at our large events, such as Best of Missouri Market and smaller events like Trivia Night? Again, what's the name of the garden's group of trained volunteers who help to sort food waste at our large events, such as the Best of Missouri Market and smaller events like Trivia Night?
Many of the
Maybe
volunteers
this is
here
you.
are part of
Maybe
this group.
perhaps you yourself are a trained volunteer in this group. Moving on to the second question. What is the name of the character in the famous children's book written by Dr. Seuss and first published in 1971, chronicling the plight of the environment and specifically speaks for the trees? Also a very cute children's movie. So what is the name of the character? And I believe this is a multiple choice question.
Yes.
So is it A, Horton, B, the Lorax, C, Thing One, or D, Cindy Lou Who? All right. Which popular annual garden signature event in June focuses on sustainable lifestyle choices? I think there's a hint below this one too, Morgan. Yes, this was held virtually last month. If you missed it, you can head on over to our YouTube channel and check out all the awesome things that happened during this virtual event last month. So which popular annual garden signature event in June focuses on sustainable lifestyle choices? All right, these single-use items are a major contaminant within single-stream recycling that can shut down a recycling facility for jamming machinery and possibly causing equipment malfunctions. What are they? Your options are A, styrofoam, B, food waste, C, paper towels, or D, plastic bags.
And Allie, would you agree that this is that all of these choices, this is a tricky one because all these choices are terrible
Yes.
in a material recovery facility.
Right. None of this should go in your single stream
this.
recycling. None of it.
No.
And you should try to reduce the amount of plastic bags, styrofoam, and paper towels that you have and consider composting the food waste that you contribute. Okay, what is the name of the certification program run by Earth Day 365, which was formerly St. Louis Earth Day, if that's confusing to you, that certifies restaurants in sustainability and offers practical, pragmatic strategies to help lower the environmental impact? So we're looking for the name of the certification program.
And I believe this is multiple choice as well.
Oh, yes. So is it A, the Green Business Challenge, D, LEAD, C, the Green Dining Alliance, or D, the Earthways Center?
And we had to, Allie, we had to take out the hint for this question because it didn't fit on the page with the multiple choice. But the hint is that Sassafras, our restaurant at the main campus, is certified at the highest level under this certification.
All right, so those were our questions. We will go through the recap very quickly. The name of the garden's group of trained volunteers who help to sort food waste at large events. Number 2, what is the name of the character in the famous children's book written by Dr. Seuss that speaks for the trees? Number 3, which popular annual garden signature event in June focuses on sustainable lifestyle choices? Which single-use items contaminate recycling facilities, jamming machinery and equipment? And number 5, what is the name of the certification program that certifies restaurants in sustainability? All right, let's figure out what these answers are. What is the name of the Gardens group of trained volunteers that help to sort food waste at our large events? They are the Zero Waste Ambassadors. The name of the character in the famous children's book written by Dr. Seuss, who speaks for the trees, is D, the Lorax. The popular annual garden signature event in June that focuses on sustainable lifestyle choices is our Green Living Festival. Again, if you missed that, you can find the videos on the YouTube channel. There's awesome speakers that did a whole lot of cool stuff. These single-use items that contaminate recycling facilities, jamming machinery. The answer is D, plastic bags. You should never put plastic bags in your single-stream recycling. Never, ever. And then lastly, the name of the certification program run by Earth Day 365 is the Green Dining Alliance. And if you dig a little deeper into this, you can find other restaurants in St. Louis that are also part of this Green Dining Alliance. And when you're looking for a new place to try out, you can try to choose someone that's doing really sustainable things.
Thank you, Allie, Morgan, Haley. Thank you all. Volunteers, how did we do? Just for fun. How many did anyone get all of them right? No? We had 20 questions total. Did anyone get like 18 right out of 20? Or what's the, and again, this is not, this is just for bragging rights. No penalty here, just for fun. Or does anyone want to share how many they got right?
I got 16 right.
Great, 16. Okay, great. Joe?
I had 12.
12. Okay, great.
I got 16.
16. Betty?
I did really good in the first category. And I got 1 in each of the other.
Well, that's consistent. That's good. Betty, Sally? 15. Great. Great. How many, Jackie?
7 1/3.
Sandy?
I think I counted 15 right.
Great. 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 Kathy?
No, I told you it was a learning experience.
Good. Good. No, I didn't want to miss you. I didn't want to miss you.
No.
Great. It sounds like everyone did really good. And hopefully you learned. I really would like to hear, and staff, we were talking about this before. We wanted this to be fun and we wanted this to be a learning opportunity. Were any of these questions, what were some of the questions that you just did not know or were surprised with the answers?
I was surprised with the seed bank because I would have thought it would be much higher than 25%.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yes.
I think the question on the painter of the original mural, I just totally blocked on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that name. How does he spell his last name? It was Leon?
Pomerod.
Pomerad. Yeah, Pomerade. I'm rusty on my French.
Pomerad? Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea what the caterpillar's name was.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
No
thought that would be a little tricky, but some people might know that because the Lopata family has their name on quite a few
Right.
areas of the butterfly house.
We only knew it because our neighbor, it was her aunt and uncle.
Oh,
Yeah, category 3 was the toughest, I thought.
oh, good.
Yes.
We
I
wanted-
thought four was the toughest.
I write
Yeah.
that. 4 toughest for me, yeah.
And in the last category, all the answers I knew, you came up and gave multiple choice on. I wish you'd given multiple choice on the ones I didn't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kathy. I'm sorry. Well, we were trying to look and say, and it was hard to choose which to give multiple choice to and which to let you guys guess.
Mhm.
But it was a really good exercise to help us remember and also to have the social connection with other members.
Good, good. I'm so glad to hear that. We wanted to just try this and see. We hope it was fun and that you learned some things. And did this format work out well, knowing that we can't all gather
Yes.
in a room
Yeah.
together?
Yeah.
I'd leave less time
Okay,
for
that's
people.
good too. We almost gave
There's
you longer
plenty
time.
Yeah, there's plenty of time at the beginning. By the time you read the whole question again and leave more time, it's way too much time.
Okay, that's helpful, Kathy. That's good to know. Do we have any other comments or thoughts?
My only thought is this just reinforces areas that I either knew I did not have strengths and or areas where I'm thinking, yeah, I forgot that. You know, that was just, I knew it, but it wasn't coming to the forefront just for this. But I thought this was fun. I
I
loved
did
it.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Good. I'm so glad to hear.
So thank you guys for putting it
Yes.
together.
Oh, yes,
Yay.
of course. Kathy, what were you going to say? Thank you. Thank you.
I was going to say, if you've never been to Litzinger, do come out.
Yes.
We're all wondering what it looks like because we know with the lush growth this season, it will have way too much euonymus and way too much wild Japanese honeysuckle. But once we can get back and get that cleared out, somebody posted this morning wild turkey babies.
Oh,
And in the water fountain, a wren has built a nest over the water fountain, and you can see the hole and 3 eggs inside.
oh.
So life goes on there, even though we're not there, but we're anxious to get back.
Yeah, I saw a picture. One of the prairies at Litzinger was burned in March, and so they kind of compared the picture of right after the burn in March to what it looks like now, and it's lush and filled with lots of green life and beautiful blooming flowers and birds and insects and all kinds of stuff. So I too am itching to get back out.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Think from pictures of forest fires, a burn will just go like anything, and it doesn't. It crawls along.
Yeah.
So it's been really a learning experience to do those too.
Mhm.